Who are you?
I'm no one.
Hopeful.
There you go.
Blue hat. Oh, that was two.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
Any more?
I think it's been said.
Not just one.
You can go for it. You can have two. You can have two.
I would say possibility.
Adventure.
Amazing.
Yeah, potential.
Potential. All wonderful words.
I have no idea what I did. I just tried very hard, and I hoped very much. And there wasn't so much advice. There was a conversation with Harrison about anonymity and some things with Carrie that I won't say now. It was just, I think people were leading by example. So for me, it was amazing to see people who are so established and with a huge career be kind and generous to everyone on set.
Yeah, they didn't seem to be people who were like, let me sit you down and tell you what your experience is going to be. I feel like they're just energy on set, and what Daisy was saying, that even though they obviously were in the original trilogy, to come back to it didn't seem like, I didn't get a sense of, oh, they've been there, done that, or they're not as excited about it. There still was a youthful ambition in trying to get it right, and you know, knowing these characters so well, but still trying to make it, I don't know, deeper or more resonant at watching that. They're very much lead by example, as she was saying, kind of people, and that's very inspiring to see, and also terrifying, because it doesn't seem, no matter how long you get to do this job, you never really quite figure it out, it seems, and that's both comforting and, yeah, terrifying.
No.
Why not?
Thank God.
No, I don't. But I might start.
I don't think I could pick one. But I do remember one of my most touching moments was at the end, because you kind of look back and you can't believe all of the stuff that's gone on and all of the many months and the incredible amounts of hard work and passion and energy that have been drawn from everyone and given graciously. So the last day I found probably the most emotional, but the most exciting I couldn't pick.
But he was great to work with because, you know, George Lucas was wonderful, as we all, but he never spoke, really. But, I mean, he said faster and more intense. He talks a lot, and it's really good stuff that he says, so that was exciting to hear. And he remembers everyone's name. And he's got a lot of energy, and we didn't have any energy in the first film. Sad, really.
And it helps a lot to have somebody that gives as much as J.J. gives to the whole enterprise. And this is beside the direction of the movie and the engineering of this monster into something, you know, to what it is today. But also the human kindness that J.J. brings to the set every day is part of what makes the movie what it is.
He was really excited to do it. He was, you know, because he was young when I was a teenager. And so you were sort of a fan. It was infectious excitement and real focus, because he's a very good, he has high verbal acuity. And he really loved making the movie, except with me. But no, but he was great to work with. It was very exciting. I mean that sincerely.
It's an enormous relief. I mean, this was, like everyone's been saying, a few years of intense work from literally thousands of people. at the end of the film, when you watch the credits and you see all those names, especially, by the way, when you get to the visual effects names and you just see there's these 4 columns of names that go by, and each of those people lost sleep and didn't see their families. And on behalf of everyone in that incredible list of crew members and amazing cast members, I'm so relieved to finally allow this to get out of the editing room and the post-production world so people can see it, because I think the actors and all those names did an extraordinary job.
It was very exciting. You know, you've been writing movies, directing them for a long time, and when what actually gets made and cut and edited is so close to what you initially dreamed, what J.J. and I talked about from the first day onward, and then you get that spirit and you sit in the theater last night and you feel other people around you getting that same excitement. You think like, well, this is a miracle that we've made this long journey and it's come out so close to what you had hoped. The moment we met, we agreed what we thought the thing should be, what the tone of the thing should be, what the fun of it was. We thought a lot of it had to do with being funny, you know, with because that's what had touched us when we first saw the movie, when we first saw A New Hope. Just a really funny movie, and everybody in it is endearing and charming and surprising, and we wanted to get that feeling back into the saga.
The thing that I felt when I first saw Star Wars was this incredible sense of it being real. It just felt material and tangible and physical, and I think a lot of films have recent films have, because of the incredible technology that exists, rightfully relied on that technology in ways that, you know, and I have as well, that you do because you can. And it was fun talking to Larry about Yoda, and there's a story that Simon Pegg's daughter, very young daughter, she had seen the prequels and she loved them. And then she saw episodes 4 and 5. When she saw Yoda in 5, she said to her father, Simon, look, Daddy, Yoda's real. And it was so weird. You know, Simon was like, what's that? And I think that it was just that there was something about the physicality of actually having this thing performed. And when we were doing this one large scene with all these creatures, we had amazing creatures that Neil Scanlon and his team created physically on set. I remember thinking like, oh, this is what it must be like to make a Muppet movie, because you have all these amazing creatures there, and there was just, I know that has nothing to do with story or character or plot or theme or approach or anything, but there was something about the physicality of the quote unquote old school approach that was, I think, part of what felt Star Wars-y, as you say. So anyway, that was one of the things that I know was informing our approach to this, which was how can we feel this thing tangibly as much as possible, of course, physically, but also emotionally, and that was sort of the approach we took.
I found my word. I got the word now.
Get it, let's have it.
Family.
Is good. It wasn't like the first time.
Oh.
It was.
Claustrophobic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I felt like a lot of things had to do, like you had to bring your own costumes to set, or you know, bring 5 T-shirts and kind of wear them for the rest of the movie. So for this, because the scale and size of it, a lot of things had to be figured out before you got there. A lot of information I got from the costume, first off, that it was kind of unpolished and had this history in the helmet that wasn't clean, or there was like a, you know, was dinged up and messed up from what he had been through before, and even his lightsaber seemed to be something that he made himself that could explode at any minute. It didn't seem like it was very reliable or consistent, and for me that was really the first time that I process that I was in these movies, was walking into Michael Kaplan's office and seeing everyone kind of sketched out, and literally walking into the room being surrounded by the world of the movie, Harrison's costume and Daisy and everybody, the model, the new stormtroopers. So for me, the costume was kind of the first, I guess, entry point
Sure.
into who he was, and it said a lot about it. Then I felt like I just had to fill it as much as possible.
Yes, it really was. I mean, similar to Adam, of course, the costume was so brilliantly designed by Michael Kaplan, who I've admired since I saw Blade Runner when I was 12. So I was really astounded by how extraordinary it looked. Also that it was practical. And I loved the fact that it hadn't been feminized in any way, it hadn't been sexualized in any way. It was practical armor. And what I got from the costume was that this was a woman that was imposing, uncompromising, and high functioning. And obviously then it informs exactly the way that you move and the way that you walk, which communicates something about the character, particularly when you're encased in armor.
Nothing will stand in our way. I will finish what you started.
I think the whole experience for me is in terms of the merchandising and the face everywhere is definitely strange. We recently went to Tokyo, and the first thing I saw was 7-Eleven. I saw Daisy's face, I saw my face, and then I saw the BB-8, and I was like, I'm in Tokyo, I've never been here in my life. But to have my image here and to have, obviously, Daisy's image as well is quite shocking, especially as two Londoners. But it's a very, very proud moment.
I haven't seen that yet, and it's funny because the pub I was working in not 2 years ago, I used to watch buses go past with posters on, and I was like, that would be really cool. And I literally said to John in LA, I was like, I can't wait, I hope I'm on a bus. And I've not seen a bus yet, but I'm hoping I do.
From the very beginning of our discussions about this movie, the notion of a woman at the center of the story was always something that was compelling to me and exciting, and not just at the center, but it was important that in addition to Leia, who we knew was a critical piece of this puzzle, that we wanted to have other women and not necessarily human but female characters in the story. So Lupita playing Maz Kanata, who is the sort of I guess the voice of sort of Force wisdom in the story. Phasma as the evil side of leading the stormtroopers. We wanted to have other female stormtroopers, which we do. We want to have female pilots, which we do. We just wanted this thing to not feel like it was not inclusive. And so we did that, and it was something that we always wrote Rey as this sort of central character, but as we started casting the movie, it just felt like kind of one of the things we knew we wanted to do and make the film look and feel more the way the world looks and feels.
Well, I got a directive of the words I was allowed to say, and I just stick to those words. I play Maz Kanata. She's a pirate. She's lived for a while. She has a colorful past, and she owns a bar.
Look, we live in a world of immediate information. This is no surprise. And while I know that people feel a need and actually entitled to whatever they want to know when they want to know it, I was very gratified to see people saying things like, thank you to Disney for not spoiling the movie and telling us everything before it comes out. And in fact, people saying, stop with the commercials and stop with the trailers. I don't want to see any more until I see the movie. So there's an interesting thing. Star Wars is so about inclusivity and connection, the whole idea of the Force. And so I feel like when I was, I'm just a circuitous answer. When I was a kid and saw the film at 10, that idea that we're all connected was actually happening in the theater. You know, I was with, like we all were, hundreds of people having this crazy screaming at the same time, laughing at the same time, crying at the same time. And we were all connected by this energy. And there's something incredibly powerful about that communal experience, which, of course, is less and less likely the more we have these little objects in our pockets that connect us. And we feel connected, but we are actually more disconnected. And so I think that Star Wars is a phenomenon, and it is a kind of wonderful and rare opportunity for people, in truth, throughout the world to actually come together for something that's actually uplifting and a positive thing. The reality, though, is because of the technology that exists, everyone will know everything instantaneously, and I'm hopeful that while there will be spoilers out there, it won't detract from the hopeful thrill that people might have seeing this movie together, and that's the thing that is the most depressing about having spoilers. They're called spoilers for a reason, spoil the experience, and you get there, and it's just about confirmation of something that you already know. And so I'm hoping that, I'm grateful for anyone who goes to see the film, and I'm hopeful that whether they know what's going to happen in one scene or not, that they enjoy it, and it's an experience that's a fun and emotional one, as opposed to just a confirmation of something that they're waiting to see happen.
I just wanted to say that I'm amazed by how the press has respected their readership in this regard, and has not really spilled the beans, which is kind of amazing. And I think we're all very grateful for that. I have actually relished this entire experience in a way that I had not anticipated. And I think a lot of the credit for that goes to J.J. and Larry. This is a rare experience in my old life, and I'm very grateful for it. As far as the movie featuring a young Han Solo, I don't know what to think about that. I'm glad that somebody else is going to have the burden of being young and take care of that part. It's well beyond my understanding or control, and I of course want nothing to do with it in the nicest possible way. But I know that it will be well done and well guided, and it's nothing to do with me.
Well, I'm part Irish, whoop. So to be in Ireland was very exciting. And then the approach to Skellig is unlike anything I've ever seen. Firstly, I'd never been in a helicopter before, and it's just unbelievable. The pilot was like, someone's paid off the man upstairs, because the weather was stunning. It's just one of the most amazing places I've ever been. And then, but it was tough. Those steps were many. And but it's weird because people were like, oh, did you have to walk up those stairs a lot? Colin, our incredible Steadicam operator, was walking backwards up the stairs with like, what, a 70, how much does that weigh?
It's close to 100. Like
a 100-pound camera. So the whole thing was pretty awe-inspiring. And I was sick on the last day. So I was kind of feeling a bit awful. But it kind of helped with the emotion as the helicopter, it was amazing.
Well, as an honorary Irishman, it was wonderful to go back home. And the thing that was we could only bring, I think, 45 crew members, and essentially no props or anything of scale. And there were people, of course, there to. I couldn't believe they let us shoot there. It was like shooting right on Stonehenge. It was like crazy, and it was so gorgeous. But they kept telling us how many people die there and fall off, and it was, you think, oh, this is beautiful, and you realize, oh, this is perilous also. And luckily, no one got hurt, and it was one of the most incredible things. One weird thing that happened, we were shooting there, we shot there for 3 days, and we got there, and there were, I think, like 10 million puffins. I mean, there were more puffins than I knew there were puffins. It was an amazing number. I won't say the name of the bird again because you've heard me say it now 3 times. It was an incredible number. Puffins. So we get there and all the birds are there, and then the next day we get back and they're gone. And we got there apparently their last day before they fly away. And literally the next day, there were 0 puffins. It was a very strange thing. But the shots where she's walking up and there are all these birds flying behind her, those were all in camera. That was not, a CG thing. That was all real.